And welcome back to Stationeers. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Let's not waste any time and jump right back into the action. So, I mentioned earlier that there is a programming language that will allow me to hook up this solar panel so that it tracks the sun in the sky. I have no experience with that system yet, so that's not happening. But there's also a second system, a logic based system. And so you have these readers, these math units. I think that's it. The slot reader, math units. There's a counter. And what you can do with these is set up a logic-based system. So, for example, let's say I want to read the atmosphere in this room. We can set up a atmosphere sensor up on the wall, and then we can set up a logic system. If the atmosphere in this room, which we can check with this, that's the network analyzer. I want the atmosphere analyzer. If the atmosphere in this room gets above, say, 5% carbon dioxide, an air filter can kick on. The air filter will filter out the carbon dioxide and the pollutants, and then return the nitrogen and oxygen to the room. The pollutants can be vented into, well, Mars, and the carbon dioxide can go into a tank for use in our hydroponics room, where you're going to want a higher level of carbon dioxide so that the plants have enough to grow with. You can also have another sensor hooked up that if the atmosphere in this room drops below 80, it will switch on a pump to pump in more oxygen and nitrogen. So that's an example of what we can do with the logic system. I'm not there yet. But it is a good idea for automating the base and having the ability to set stuff up in a way that will be automated, but also to reduce our personal responsibilities. Yeah, sure, we have to make sure there's oxygen and nitrogen in tanks and that there are filters, but we don't have to worry about keep running out and getting oxide, so we can add more atmosphere to this room. Also, don't have to worry about carbon dioxide poisoning with the carbon dioxide building up in the room while we're here. I said we should look at automating the airlock. So how about we do that? We need more cables because we always need more cables. And while that is going, I need a... I don't think it's from there. I think it's from this one. Sensor? Nope. Maybe the sensor comes from this one here. Oh, that should be enough. Nope. Meant to do this. Yep. Okay, so we need a sensor kit. That requires gold. Where was my gold? Well, I think I'm out of gold. You don't have any. You don't have any. I'm just loading everything up in there to what's it called? I don't know what it's called. My brain is stopping. To condense everything so we don't have 8 different ingots sitting around. Everything's all consolidated. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, we're out of gold. Okay, so we have to go collect more gold. We have to collect more copper. No, we're good at copper. We need more gold. We should probably collect more iron to make more steel. So we can't make the sensor yet. What about the control panel? It's area controller. Door controller, air controller, all those require gold. Console. That requires gold. Okay, so we can't do any of what I was just thinking of doing until we have gold. So we'll get the console, we'll set it up there. We can make the glass panel that we need for it. We are going to need one glass sheet, so might as well get that ready. Let's see. We're going to need a data disk. Requires gold. All right. I think there's nothing else we can make from that. What did I want from this? If I make the tool manufactory, I'll be able to make a labeler so I can start labeling our items. So we can say this is the exterior door, this is the interior door, which will make programming a little bit easier. We'll need a sensor for that. Console. Yeah, we're stuck at the moment. All right, so let's produce that. How's our tanks doing? Low-ish. Let's swap those out for now. Actually, let's oh, I have an idea. We're going to outwards. We're going to empty that. Nope, that's sucking the air in. Other way around. Gonna pump all the air out of that. Good enough. Take this out for a moment. Put that in. Pump some air into it. That's good. That can go there. And then that can go back. Okay. So now our air tank is nice and full. And that's ready to be used to cycle in more air. And I was still sucking in air, so we can pump some of that back out. Yeah, there we go. Hey, the sun's up. Okay, how long are you? Still 73%. Turn that off. Wasting battery. How is this doing on battery? 83. Might as well swap them out. Okay. So that's the tool manufacturing. We'll worry about building it later, but it's the same as those. Let's grab cereal bar. And water. And let's go get ourselves the... We needed gold. We should probably grab copper. We need more iron. Oh, turn my suit on. Yep, I know. I'm suffocating myself. Okay. Oh, and water ice, which I know there should be some up here. I sincerely hope you didn't just hear my stomach because that was loud. Whoops. Okay, so I just went to hit my jetpack and I instead hit my suit helmet, which is why you should probably lock your helmet when you're outside. Can't accidentally depressurize your suit if you can't open your helmet. We did just refill our air tank, but yeah, that uses up a lot more air because you just flushed all the air in your helmet, so you have to replenish all of it. So, not ideal, but we had the extra air, so it's not a death sentence. It's just not smart. Well, I say it's not a death sentence. If we were in a situation like early game where we had limited air, it would be. If we had done that on day 1 before we had our airlock set up, that would have been a game over. Because we would have used up most of the air that we would have still had on us to repressurize our suit, and then we would not have had time to do everything else. So, yeah. Now, where is our base? Is up there. Okay. Grab a whole bunch more of this. We're going to need more atmosphere. Not much there. Let's see. We have the copper. We haven't picked up any gold yet. That looks like gold. Was this? That's more oxide. And that was indeed gold. So we'll grab this. You know, we have the Electrum. I can probably make the ore detector module, so we should probably do that also, so I can show you how that works. Oh, there's more. Just as I turn around, I find more. These deposits are pretty big. Well, some of them are. Some of them not so much. There we go. 50 units of gold. And there might still be some in there. Yeah, I know it's silicon. It's not water ice, but we were getting a little low on silicon also. We just need everything. We always need everything. It's copper. I should see. So I know there's a rover, like the lunar rover that NASA made, but I think there are other um vehicles. But I'm gonna have to look them up because I don't know what they're called or how they're crafted. I also don't know how you fuel them, so uh, can't quite make them or use them just yet. But that will be nice to go out resource collecting with them once we have them. All right, let's see. I'm not finding water ice. And I'm nearly out of sunlight and uh, inventory space. And our base should be up this way, and I really don't want to be out for too much longer, because I don't know exactly where our base is, and I don't want to be wandering all night in the dark looking for our base again. That's nitrous or nitrogen ice. Yeah, there's our base right there. The shadows are getting long. And the sun is gone. Hey, we found ice. 11 units. That's not a ton, but that's enough to get our hydroponics started. So let's go back home. There it is. Well, if you noticed, the capsule's gone. So the dust storm destroyed the capsule, which it does. You know, it damages anything that's outside. The capsule was outside, so now the capsule's gone. But all the debris that was out here is also gone. And as I mentioned, when I left my crate out here with all the resources in it, after the windstorm, they were gone too. Okay, so I needed to. I think it might still be hot enough to make the copper. Yes, it is. Nice. Oh, it cooled down at the last moment. Okay. There we go. Let's try that again. You have copper. Let's do the gold. And then the silicon. And it... Okay, it didn't want to do the silicon. 900. Nope, that's that one. Yeah, 900. I bet we're not high enough. Not high enough. Okay. That's high enough. All right, and then I forget what we needed to make the steel. Uh, 1 megapascal to 100 megapascals. And okay, so the pressure is not going to be an issue. Got it. So if we have 10 coal, then we can do 30. I wanted that. 30 iron. There we go. Okay. And again, might as well process all the iron into iron also. All the excess iron into iron. Good. Okay. Now that's done. Actually, don't need to pressurize that because we're going to just dump a whole bunch more oxide into here and pressurize the room even further. Okay. We have gold to put in there. Then we can drop all of these other ingots. Oh, look at that. Exactly 50. How's the pressure? Pressure is up to 57 in here. So drop another one. But now we have enough pressure that we can actually grow potatoes. I did want to look up the no ore scanner color, or there's this ore scanner. You really want the ore scanner color because then each ingot has its own color. But we need Invar and Constantan, so we're not there yet. Console. We need iron and copper. Which I think I put in there? Yeah. And then we want a data disk. A sensor. And then after the sensor, we need a circuit board, but I don't remember which one we need. Airlock. Okay. So this goes right there. Then we take that. We place that in there. We take this. We rotate it, and we want to go to gas sensor. Grab our cables and our wire cutters. All right, so that's got power. That's got power. That needs to be programmed, which is that. And we need the glass. Like that. Okay. So we can... Oh, we don't have the doors fully hooked up. Oh, hey, look, we got a piece of wreckage that must have blown in from the when the storm was blowing. So we need to hook up this. And that one there. Now we have these doors that show up on our sensor. If we make the tool station, tool manufacturer, we can make a labeler. And be able to... I only have one iron sheet. I'm gonna want more. No, it's steel. Make a labeler, and so we can actually label the doors so we know which door is which. Oh, I did steel, I meant. That. And then we need plastic sheets. I don't remember if it's 1 or 2. I think it's 2. Then the screwdriver. There we go. So that's the tool manufacturer. Wire cutters again, and cables. All right. Power this on. And see what we need for the labeler. Gold and iron. That's silicon. And then this is going to take a battery, which we can take from up there. And then label this to be exterior door. Interior door. Turn that off. Steal the battery so I can charge it. And now this has exterior and interior doors. So if I remember correctly, we do exterior, interior, gas sensor, vent in that order. And then we can remove that. Place it there. Going to turn that off. Close my suit. And then if I click this, that door should close. Pumps all the air out. And then that door opens. Nice. And then if we do this, that door closes. It pumps air in. It cannot... Oh, it actually reached 100. Okay, I was going to say it can't reach 100 because it's not 100 in there. But we can hit the cancel at any time when it's pressuring to be able to get back inside. Okay. Yeah, this is getting to be a bit of a mess. But we now have... that's getting a little low on power. We can always feed it with more coal. That's not an issue. Let's get the potato running. We have the grow light on. This should be the... That's the atmosphere I want. No, I think it's atmosphere. Oh, the pipes aren't connected. Oh, why can't the water flow? Okay. Need the wrench in my other hand. There we go. Now... Yes, there's water in the hydroponics basin. Good. So we have water, we have light, we have atmosphere. Now we have potato. And I got an achievement. And potato is in darkness. That grow light is too far away. Okay. So then I need to take that down. I think it's that. Grab the wire cutters. There we go. Now it's got light. And if we close all these, put in the plant analyzer. So there. Grab this. We can see that its growth efficiency is 73%. Breathing efficiency 100. Temperature is 74. So we need to get the temperature up in here. The ideal min ideal is 19.8. Max is 30. We're currently at 13. So we need to warm this place up significantly. Pressure efficiency minimum is 50. Max is 100. We're at 73. So that's all right. Light efficiency is good. Intensity is good. And carbon dioxide requires 1%. We're at 7%, not 17. And yeah. Okay, so we need to warm up this room a bit more. But otherwise, we are doing pretty good here. Let's put that there and put that back there. Okay, so how to warm up the room? One option is our torch. If we use our torch in the room here, it will heat up. Another option is using one of our flares. Or multiple flares. I think that does produce pollution, though. It's not actually warming up very fast. But yeah, that's one way to do it. We could we can make a heater. Keep pressing the wrong button. Wall heater. Takes power, turns into heat. Wall heater is made in the hydraulic pipe bench for gold, iron, and copper. Might be worth doing just so we don't have to worry about it being too cold. I'm just checking the battery on that. Wall heater. Let's make one. Which we can then hook up right there. And then throw that on, and that will start pumping heat into the room. And power's low. Oh, probably because I left my suit on the whole time. Because, you know, I'm smart. Nothing like leaving the suit on when you're indoors. And so the temperature is rising in here. We're up to 15. Whereas before we were 13. And let's go back to this. Let's grab the plant analyzer. Growth efficiency is now 90% because we're warmed up. It's up to 16 now. And this is going to take a little bit of time. It takes about 50 minutes at 100% growth efficiency. So we've got a little bit of time before the potato's ready, but we are now producing potato. That is... Well, that is good. That is blinking, which means that it is low on power. Which means I should probably go outside and refill the generator. Take some of the coal. Split it off a few times. To turn the suit on. And we just blew a cable. Okay. Yeah, so I didn't think about that. So the power was coming out of this and went that way also, which blew out the solar panels cable, and actually looks like it's blown out too. So it probably burnt out there and then just burnt out there just now. Oh, our nitrogen filter is almost needs replacing. And you cannot salvage those. So what I'm going to need to do is make more of these heavy-duty cables and have them for pretty much anything connecting to this. Because otherwise, we're just going to keep bursting cables. And our air tank's getting full. So, you know, everything's happening at once. So let's take that off. Turn that off. Oh, keep our helmet open. So, with our waste tank here, it's got a little bit of oxygen, but it's mostly carbon dioxide. We don't necessarily want that in the air that we're breathing right now, but the more carbon dioxide, the better for the plant. So I'm not going to be doing, I can't do it right now, but what I want to do in the future is be able to vent into whatever system our hydroponics is going to be in. We're going to have multiple different rooms. So our hydroponics will have its own room with a airlock to it. They'll have a higher carbon dioxide concentration. And that way these grow better and also be recycling the carbon dioxide instead of just dumping it like what we're going to do in a few minutes. But I need another nitrogen. Filter. And this, it's almost used up, but we can still store it. I don't know if I can really recycle those or not. These batteries are now full, so I can swap that back out. That's up to 3 of 5 bars. So, you know, it's got plenty of power in it. I need to eject everything from that so I can go print up some more heavy-duty cables. The electrical work in this base is absolutely horrendous. I would rather have these cables be more organized and more hidden. In fact, these cables are completely unnecessary now because I moved that stuff. And with that, we're going to call it an end here for today. So thank you for joining me today. If you have any tips or advice, please feel free to share it in the comment section, but be aware these videos were pre-recorded, and so I will not be able to act on them at this time. Please remember to tune in tomorrow for the next episode in this series. There will be 7 episodes in total. And until then, thank you for joining me today. I hope you've all had a wonderful day. Thank you to my channel members for your support, and I'll see you next time. Later.